tell you another thing Donald Trump is not happy about. Apparently, we're hearing now that he raised holy hell on Air Force One last week. Coming back from Alabama, he thought the crowd was too small. They didn't get enough people out for him in Huntsville, Alabama. He thought Luther Strange was too low-key, like Jeb Bush, low energy Luther. He realized he'd been suckered into going down there and campaigning for a loser, when in fact Donald Trump's heart was really with Roy Moore, who's the big racist homophobe, who is the Donald Trump of Alabama. But yesterday, gamely, Donald Trump telling reporters, well, Luther ran a great race. It's just that Roy or Ray or whatever he calls him, sometimes it's Ray, sometimes it's Roy. His name is Roy. He ran a better race.
Luther came a long way from the time I endorsed him, and he ran a good race, but Roy ran a really great race.
Yeah, there he is. And
we mentioned yesterday on the show, Donald Trump actually deleted three tweets from the day of the election saying, get out the vote for Luther Strange, and then at the end of the night tweeting, congratulations to Roy Moore. But it's almost as if his support for Luther Strange never happened.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's trying to erase that.
And they're looking at the legality of the President of the United States deleting tweets, basically documents of public record.
That's a good question.
See where that goes.
Yeah. No. Exactly. No. Donald Trump wants everybody. He's been with Roy Moore from the beginning. But let me tell you, this election, this is fraught with meaning. What happened in Alabama? I know you talked about that with Alexi yesterday, but it certainly shows that Donald Trump zero coattails. I mean, Donald Trump could not deliver. He did. He tweeted out yesterday and said, get out and vote in Alabama. Get out and vote. Get out and vote for Luther Strange. I mean, day before yesterday. And the people of Alabama just simply ignored him. Roy Moore won by over 10 points. So Donald Trump, incumbent president, wildly popular, right, with his base, can't deliver his base for Luther Strange. It also, of course, shows that Mitch McConnell, who's probably the most hated politician in the country today, can't deliver. He can't deliver crap on Capitol Hill, and he can't deliver votes in a red state because he's just the embodiment, if you will, of the establishment Republican Party that Donald Trump ran against. And again, the question is, why did Donald Trump agree with Mitch McConnell to go down there and stump for Luther Strange? But it also creates I think it invites civil war for the Republican Party. There's no doubt that Roy Moore's success, and most likely he will be the next senator from Alabama. Hopefully, there'll be enough Alabamans who are shudder at that thought and will elect the good Democrat Doug Jones. But if you look at just the party registration, Roy Moore's got the upper hand. But certainly, his success will invite other Republicans around the country who are crazy as he is to run for office and say, hell, if Roy Moore could win after being thrown out of the Supreme Court in Alabama twice, if Roy Moore could win, as crazy as he is, then there's a chance for me. And I think you're going to see establishment Republicans around the country challenged by wild-ass Donald Trump-like outsiders all around the country. And, of course, it further undermines any confidence that people had in the ability of the Republicans in the Senate, especially of Mitch McConnell himself, of getting anything done. They had their chance. They wanted control of the Senate. They wanted control of the House. They wanted control of the White House. They got it, and they haven't been able to do one damn thing. As I said yesterday on another program, if you look at what happened Tuesday, it was a nuclear bomb hitting the Republican Party. They lost the primary in Alabama. They pulled the plug on repeal Obamacare because they couldn't even get 50 freaking votes. And Bob Corker from Tennessee said, I'm so disgusted with this gang of Republicans today, I'm not going to run for re-election. They don't have enough time to get infrastructure done. They're not even talking about that. and they don't have enough time to get tax reform done. We'll talk about that in just a minute here, because they don't have a bill. They don't have a plan. They have what they call a framework, and they don't have enough time the rest of the year to get that done. It's not going to happen, which means that Republicans, having won control of the Senate, the House, and the White House, think about this. Their sole achievement, they're going to go into 2018, their sole achievement in 2017, Neil Gorsuch on the Supreme Court. Now, that's bad enough, but that's all they accomplished with all that power. And you got to say, back to George W. Bush, in March, sworn in at the end of January, in March, he got those massive tax cuts for the wealthiest of Americans, which were a disaster. My point is, he was able to get something done. He knew how to govern. He knew what he was doing. Donald Trump doesn't, and neither does Mitch McConnell. On the Roy Moore thing yesterday, by the way, we talked about this last week. My interview, now famous, on C-SPAN with Roy Moore back in 2005, has been resurrected all over the place. I saw it. David Korn of Mother Jones put out a whole column about that interview. This is the interview where Roy Moore tells me that homosexuality should be illegal. So it was up in Mother Jones, the entire interview. Heard from a friend of mine yesterday. I was moving around New York. I didn't have a chance to watch TV all day long. But apparently MSNBC, every show on MSNBC yesterday played a clip from that 2005 interview. And I was long asleep. But my sister last night texted me to tell me that Trevor Noah played the interview on The Daily Show last night. So Roy Moore, 2005, C-SPAN, Bill Press, lives. Here's where I ask him that question. I think it's a yes or no. Do you think that homosexuality or homosexual conduct should be illegal today? That's a yes or no question.
Homosexual conduct should be illegal. Yes.
Should be illegal.
Yes.
There he is. Okay. Does that mean, right, that those who are gay should be in jail? That means that what two consenting adults do behind the privacy of their bedroom, closed bedroom door, should be illegal activity?
It is immoral. It is defined by the law as detestable. It was against the law in most states until the Supreme Court in Lawrence v. Texas said that it wasn't.
Perhaps people weren't watching C-SPAN 2 back in 2005 for this particular interview, but that is the perfect distillation of Roy Moore's character. That's pretty much all you need to know about who Roy Moore is as a human being.
And by the way, he has not changed one bit.
No.
He believed that then, he believed it before then, and he believes it today. And so here's what you can watch for. You know, this is the worst thing that could happen to the Republican Party, because when he gets to Washington, that's going to be his agenda. It's going to be the cultural wars. The Republicans want to talk about the economy. They want to talk about jobs. They want to talk about helping the middle class. No. Roy Moore is going to change the agenda. Roy Moore's agenda is going to be anti-gay, anti-women, anti-black. He's an outright racist. He's going to be fighting prayer in schools all over again. I mean, all those old cultural war battles are going to come back front and center because Roy Moore is going to introduce legislation on every one of them, and he's going to drive Republicans crazy.
He told a reporter on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, Election Day, from Vox, that he believes that there is Sharia law in Indiana and Illinois. And he has no evidence of it, but no, he believes it. So if Roy Moore, it's the same thing with Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. It could be completely false, but if it comes out of their mouths, their base will believe them. That's a problem. It's a huge problem. This is a guy who publicly called for Keith Ellison to be removed from Congress because he's Muslim.
Because he's a Muslim. No, he doesn't think there should be a member Muslim.